And you guys are all go-getters. You're all here to achieve something. Now, some of you work at home, some of you have got an office, and it can be really lonely in terms of what we do. However, we're in a group now where members have been with us now for 4 or 5, since they joined the program, going on and on years. And that's what I want for you guys. What I'm not about is someone coming in and having a great 3 months and then buggering off and they come back with the tail between the legs. That's happened. Going back 2-3 years, we sell individual strategies. And someone will have a great 3 months and they run a set of campaigns or they run a content strategy. I've used Andy Whitehead's ABC. This happened, but then it went down. Why is that? Because as their business changed, they didn't adapt their model. I'll say that again. As their business changed, they didn't adapt their model. So as you progress through the business, what gets you from 10K a month to 50K a month will not guaranteed be the same thing. Your role, number of different variables will not be the same thing. It gets you from 50K a month to 100K a month. It will not. So I'm going to take you through what you need to do, what you need to be aware of, but also how, let's judge you. Let's judge your progress on cold, hard cash. So that means a little bit of pressure. However, we're up for that. And let's be honest about this. You're all here, first of all, to earn a certain amount. And sometimes we get focused on revenue, sometimes focused on profit, and often I think revenue is a crazy one. Profit is what you really want. So when we go for the business blueprint, it's how much money you get in your pocket end of the year. So it could be extract 500K from business, 200K tax means you get 300K in your pocket. That's what we want to focus on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to formalize the grading system for you. I'm going to formalize it for you. So what we're going to have is this. We're going to have a number of different phases. So all of you are going to have a one-to-one with one of my team. So I want to see where you are now, what you're earning per month, what your constraint is, and then with the new platform, we're going to give you your own bespoke game plan. So much work's gone into this, it's incredible. So what the mastermind group I'm in, they say that we overthink this and we do too much in terms of your support or progression, but I'm really excited about this for you guys. So we're going to put our kahunas on the line and make this around cash. So this is what we're going to have. We're going to have almost like a beginner's level. Then we're going to have an intermediate level. Then we're going to have a senior level. Then we're going to have a master level. Then underneath here, for each of these, there's going to be 3 levels. So there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to get into 10, 11, and 12. Now, each of these is going to relate to a metric. The metric is going to be cash. It's going to be cash. So level 1, 5 to 10K a month. Level 2, 10 to 15K a month. Level 3, 15 to 20K a month. So we're getting our business moving. We're already in startup mode, or we're just getting our shit in place. But now we want to start getting serious. So the next level, we'll go from 20K to 30K. Then from 30K to 40K. And then from 40 to 50K. Now this helps me, because when I look at the RAG status, the red, amber, green status for all of you, which is something Emma puts together every week, I can then see in our inner circle who's at what point. How many have we got at this color belt? So each one of these, again, will relate to a belt I'll come to in a second. And then it's going to scale up again. So 50K to 60K, 60 to 80, and 80 to 100. And then we're going to move into the guys who are now doing the 7 figures. So at this point, it's going to be 100 to 200 a month, then 200 to 300 a month, then 300 plus a month. So that's the ascension model we want. Now, your role in the business is going to change along the way. Every step of the way is going to change. So what we're going to have in parallel with this, let's say, so going back to, we've got an image here. So these are some of the discs we've got ready for so some of our members now. So inside here, our memory serves as 1 platinum disc, I think 1 gold disc, and 2 silver discs in there. So we've had the discs made for some of you members who've done some epic things, and at the next live event, you're going to get presented with them. Now, hopefully, by the next live event, we'll have another 10, 15 of these to give to you. It's not something that I've shared with the group so far. So it's been in my head about how to create this ascension model, because I don't want to pressure people, but at the same time, my job is to get you to a certain point, and that's why you're here. So we're going to have this ascension model. Then in parallel, each one of these different gradings will relate to a belt. And so I'm going to formalize this. I won't go through each belt now. We're going to have a white belt, we have a yellow belt, orange belt, etc. And then we start getting up to our master level. So here we got in our first degree Dan, second degree, etc., etc. So what that's going to give me, I can look at the inner circle and go, right, I've got these 10 members at 0.7. Would it be useful if I then created a session around moving from 0.7 to 0.10? Or I got 25 members at 0.4. Would it be useful if I created a session around going from 0.4 to 0.7? Or would it be useful creating a hot seat on how someone's gone from beginner to senior in 6 months? So this is on you, because on the one hand, you're all very humble and you don't shout, which is great. And we got our no dickhead rules, you know. However, it's also your biggest failing, because there are 2 questions that you're going to ask all the time. You should be asking. There's 2 questions. One is going to be, how do I fix? So how do I fix this campaign? That's short term. But then, how do I get to XXX? So I've mentioned the story a few times now of one of our members, but it's a really good example. 300K, 700K in his first year. And each question we got was, how do I fix this minor thing? How do I fix this font? How do I fix this sentence? How do I fix this campaign? How do I fix this small little thing? And then when I spoke in London about 9 months ago with Mitch, I said, Mitch, if you do this, I guarantee, absolutely guarantee, I stood in front of 50 people, so I guarantee you'll get to your 1.4. Guarantee you. The metrics support it. You just need to replicate what we're doing. But the question we kept going was, how do I fix this little thing? What he should have asked, he's going through his first year, is, Andy, I've done for 300K, 700K with 1 VA and a couple of strategies. How do I actually get to 1.4 quicker? So what you've got is, you've got and I'll say a negative question, that's how do I fix? And you've got a positive question. How do I model? How do I get to? So this is on you. Be aware of yourself where you are every day inside your business. Because one of the biggest failings I see inside the inner circle is we are hard on ourselves. Now, I'm incredibly hard on myself. However, you need to see a progression ladder. Why? I'll go back to what I said 10 minutes ago. There's only 2 things you need to get to the figure you want. 1, in conversion, and 2, scale that process, scale that campaign, scale that strategy. It's that simple. So be aware of yourself. What questions are you asking? So when you have a one-to-one with Emma, when you go through your game plans, when you go, I'm doing 20K a month, be aware of the questions you're asking. So I want to see your progression ladder. So I want to see in May that Mark is doing 20K a month. I want to see in September he's doing 50K a month. Now, if I see he's doing 20K a month and 4 months later he's doing 20K a month, we got a problem. We plateaued. So now this gives us complete transparency on you. So first off, in terms of this transparency, just give me your initial thoughts, your initial insights, your initial feedback, what's going through your mind in terms of having this as a transparent tool that I can see where you guys are, but also how we need to help you. But what's also your thoughts on having that transparency in terms of that ascension model? Do you think, oh shit, there's going to be a bit of pressure? Oh, I'm going to compare myself. Or do you think it's a good thing? Are you going to put your soul into it? You're going to share your metrics? Are you going to attend the one-to-one when we try and book you in? This part here, I think this might warrant an actual entire new program. I don't know yet. It depends who we got and who's there, but we're going to see how it moves. But the thing for me is momentum. In my own business, again, I'm very transparent all the time. You know that, guys. In my own business, I know very, very well that one bad day leads to a bad week, leads to a bad month. And the flip side occurs as well. So the key thing for me here, for you, is momentum. That's the key thing. So the things to be aware of. Now, so what do we need? As we go through our business, we need, well, I believe, 3 things to ensure we got momentum. I'll say that again. Momentum. If you've got momentum, you don't have ascension. You're going to grow. Unless you've got the wrong type of momentum. That's why we use metrics. So 3 things. First of all, accountability. Accountability through metrics. Accountability through metrics. The first thing we need as we grow. The second thing we need as we grow is your role definition. Is it a good use of your time if you're doing $1 million to be speaking to a candidate? Is it a good use of your time if you're doing 200K to be dealing with a technical tool? Is it a good use of your time if you're a startup and you need to move quickly and you're adding 100 connections down LinkedIn? So your role definition is going to change. The next thing we need projects. Projects. Now here's the thing. I'm in one mastermind group, and when I joined that mastermind group, I was told, Andy, this is a 5-year program. You've bought in for a year, but it's a 5-year program. Now, I know that to get anywhere in life, you've got the short version or you've got the long version. So you model what works. Same as for Muay Thai, you go to the best instructor to go to Thailand to train. We're used to. Same with if you're going to decorate your house. Something we're going through now. What a pain that is. But you're going to look at interior design magazines. You're going to model the best. So this is the 5-year program, Andy. But you're in for the first year. Now, the reality is, you're all here to earn X amount. So I just mentioned Brant. Brant, I think, has been with us 3 years now. Is it, Brant? The reality is this. We need projects to go from 1 to 3 years. That's being real. If you get to 1 million, 2 million, and you're still doing the doing, you've still got a very well-paid job, possibly. But we need projects that support that ascension model. Now, if we don't have that accountability and those metrics, what happens is we plateau. Plateau. If we don't have that role definition, what happens is, and it will happen, you can't help it, that job becomes stressful. Then you're going to burn out. Then, I don't want to be dramatic, but I've seen this happen. I've seen marriages break up. I've seen illness. I've seen everything you can imagine, both in recruitment and outside recruitment, because we do not accept, as the business grows, our role grows. And we take on more. If we don't have these projects, what happens? We have a short-term set of goals. Not just about learning new things. It's about the right project, the right systemization of the right project and goal. I'll say that again. It's not about new things. It's about the right project, the right systemization of the right goal. We want to make sure that it's not just new stuff, but it's the actual implementation of that project. So we need to move away from that short term. And some of this you might go, this is repetition. Guess what? It's pretty simple, isn't it? But we just don't do it. So in terms of the accountability, in terms of the metrics, what we need is a model that we can plug into. And that's what I've created. So you're going to plug your metrics into the new platform. That will then detail whether you're on target to hit your next belt. The reality is, inside this group though, inside the inner circle, we are actually creating businesses. You are creating a business. So your job role has to change. It has to change as your business changes. And then with our projects, what does this give us? This gives us control, but it also gives you sustainability. So if, for example, I mentioned Brant just now. So Brant spent a lot of time planning, doing his podcast. In the space of launching it, it's #1 on iTunes, been asked to write a book. By the way, Brant, how'd that go? Picked up, by the looks of it, hopefully in LA, that I know it's next week now, I got the update, Brant, on that deal. So that project, he's focused on one project and done it properly. As opposed to the guy out there spinning a dozen plates, next shiny object syndrome. So we focus on one project or maybe 2 projects to get to the next belt. So one of you might be on your 30K a month, and we might say to you, do you know what? If you use the Maven webinar strategy, that's going to get you to 50K a month. If you do this, combined with this. Someone else might be at the same belt. We might look at their niche and look at their clients, look at their candidates, and we say, do you know what? You're going to use this strategy, a completely different strategy. So it's the right project for the right business. So it's important that we get, your business is a living, breathing entity. A living, breathing entity. So if you've got your projects and you understand your role definition, you're naturally going to move from job owner to business owner. because you're managing the project. You're not doing the projects. And when you've got a grip on your metrics and your role, naturally, what this will do, this will create a new team structure. Your job will become to assess the metrics. And it will get more and more discreet as you drill down. But that naturally will change your role. Now, when you have all this in place, you've now got the components of a proven model, But you must get the key thing here is your business is a breathing entity. It's a live breathing entity. And it's going to change, and your role is going to change. The constraints are going to change. What we are now going to do is put together this ascension model. So you're aware of what your failings are. We're aware of where we need to support you. My big focus now is I want to keep a core group of stellar A players. Keep the DNA pure in this group.